right, good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Bielsa. Welcome to another fresh edition of Let's Talk Nigeria right here on Golden 97.5 FM Yenagua. Your trusted dial for informed conversations, bold opinions, and the voices that matter. I am Moya Steven.
And I am Paul Oblomugbasa.
So today is Tuesday, July 29, and as always, we are bringing you a hot, thought-provoking topic that's making waves nationally and internationally. Today's topic is Nigeria says no to accepting 300 Venezuelan deportees from the U.S. Now we are asking this question, is it a wrong move?
Yes, you heard that right. The Nigerian government has reportedly declined a controversial request by the U.S. immigration authorities to take in over 300 Venezuelan nationals slated for deportation, on the basis that some of them allegedly claimed Nigerian heritage or presented forged Nigerian passports. Now, this development has sparked serious conversation both within diplomatic circles and across the social media. Some say Nigeria made the right call, asserting national sovereignty, protecting its borders, and refusing to be a dumping ground for undocumented foreigners with questionable links to the country. But others argue that the rejection sends a conflicting message on humanitarian responsibility, especially given Nigeria's own diaspora spread across the globe.
So we are asking a big question today. Was Nigeria right to refuse? Or was this a missed opportunity to assert leadership through compassion and due diligence? Is this about national image, security concerns, or just political posturing in a tense global migration landscape? Could the situation have been handled differently, perhaps with verification, international cooperation, or joint repatriation mechanisms? As always, we want to hear from you, our intelligent and passionate listeners. Do you support Nigeria's refusal to accept the deportees? Do you believe the U.S. overstepped in trying to offload Venezuelans with vague links to Nigeria? And what does this say about how African countries are viewed or how we view ourselves on the global stage? We'll be taking your messages and calls shortly because this is Let's Talk Nigeria. Now, before we proceed, let's listen to this report from BBC Africa.
Has asked Nigeria to take in 300 Venezuelan deportees. Nigeria said no. Foreign Minister Yusuf Tugar said, "We've got our own problems. 230 million people is enough." This came just days after the U.S. downgraded visas for 4 African countries, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Ethiopia, limiting them to single entry and just 3 months validity. But Nigeria isn't alone. The U.S. had reportedly quietly approached over 30 African countries. To take deportees, even if they're not their citizens. And while Trump smiled for the cameras with African leaders in the meeting held at the White House this week, behind the scenes, his team was reportedly asking them to take deportees. Internal U.S. memos show the plan, asking countries to agree to the safe, dignified, and timely transfer of migrants from the U.S., and then not sending them back until U.S. courts make a final asylum decision. Sources say this was priority number 1 in the meeting at the White House this week, with Mauritania, Senegal, Liberia, Guinea-Bissau, and Gabon. Nigeria is the first to publicly say no, but with visas and trade deals on the table, who's the next to fold?
All right, you've heard it right there. Nigeria says no to accepting 300 Venezuelan deportees from the U.S., and we're asking the question, is it a wrong move by Nigeria? Now, you already know, as we've already, administration may not have anything to do with President Bola Tinubu's meeting with BRICS nations. So the individuals in question reportedly presented Nigerian passports or claimed Nigerian heritage. However, following verification, Nigerian authorities denied any legitimate links between these individuals and Nigeria. Now, the refusal has raised important questions. Was this the right move by Nigeria, or could it have been handled differently? I, for one, I have my own personal, biases on this particular one. But then we would like to hear your own, perspective or opinion on this matter. Paul, what do you think about this? I'm also having a little thought about it. I've thought about it over when we were trying to work on this topic. I've thought about it over and over again, and I think I am, in agreement with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Tuga.
Yeah, one thing for sure is the fact that the ambassador didn't take that decision on his own, of his own accord or his own premise. He would have, they would have thought is a thinking through thing, and given rise that we just our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, His Excellency, just came from the meeting with BRICS, and you know that definitely it's just more like a power tussle happening globally. In the global scheme of things, it has to be the US on one side, there has to be Russia on one side, there has to be China on one side, not even forgetting North Korea standing. But the North Korea, they're always piling with Russia. China is already piling with Russia. So it's as though it's US against the world, like the proverbial song by Tupac, "Me Against the World." And that's what's going on. So, but with these things you're seeing, it's part of the play that happens, diplomatic play, that you must be able to. That's why we talk about having strong leadership. That you have to be firm. We have to be firm as a country.
Matter, very firm.
Because the thing is, you had a meeting. The Trump administration had a meeting with African countries. Mm-hmm. Those ones that were represented, that were there at the time. And though Nigeria was not present, so you can't hold brief for me when I'm not even there, because it was brought to the table for the people that attended. The question is, why are we bringing Venezuelan deportees?
You don't want them in your country, but you want these other countries to keep them for
some
the time
of the things
being.
about them is the fact that some of them are even those that are even in prison. So they're bringing them out of prison, and you are bringing them from prison to where? We already have I like what the ambassador Tuga said. We already have existing issues.
We have issues. We're talking about all of these issues. Health issues.
We have health
poverty.
issues, insecurity, our borders. Then you're not bringing. So
to our prisons, where exactly are we going to keep them?
They're bringing them as deportees. You're not going to be bringing them to come and bring them to our prisons, because if I talk about prison, your side is more secured. They have everything verified, because even we don't call our prisons, we call it correctional centers now. Mm-hmm. Our correctional centers right now presently is grappling with they're overpopulated all across the state.
Population
they're overpopulated. So how do you handle things like that? You don't do it. It's not done. So in normal climate, I always want to say that when these things come up, the countries have to be firm. It shows how independent are you. Because every time the African country is always going cap in hand, running to countries, you're always the question is, you go to sit down and you sit down, you're having climate change, you see during the Davos meeting, you're sitting down, you're nodding your head, you're saying things that you're just nodding and just collecting hook, line and sinker. Can you just be like the Brazilian president that came up even when everybody was happy, like, the newest kid on the block, and he says, "See, please listen to me." The time president, rather, listen to me good. I don't know the things people are saying about it. See, for me, my country, we are not going to be accepting anything that's coming from you anymore.
But I'm afraid if Nigeria will, succumb to this pressure, because, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Tuga, is saying that the mounting pressure for Nigeria to accept the 300 Venezuelans. Anyway, on one hand, right, Nigeria's decision can be seen as a firm assertion of its sovereignty.
True.
And an attempt to protect its national integrity.
Very important.
For decades, African countries have struggled with perceptions of weak passport control, identity fraud, being overly accommodating in international diplomacy. And if the Venezuelans in question indeed held forged documents or made baseless claims to Nigerian ancestry, then the refusal is not just appropriate, it is necessary, in my mind. It sends a clear message that Nigeria will not serve as a dumping ground for stateless or undocumented individuals without due process. But on the other hand, critics argue that the situation could have been approached with more nuance. And I do not know if you agree with these other critics, because instead of an outright rejection, Paul, Nigeria, according to the critics, Nigeria could have might have agreed to jointly verify the identities of the deportees with Venezuelan and U.S. authorities. What do you think?
See, the moment you begin to go and do verification, that means that you're already accepting them.
Because when you verify and it
It's-
tells
see,
you that
there's-
this is
there's-
it, you bring them in.
See, the moment, the question is, these are Venezuelans. Because we say that they have
But they claim to
They claim
have
they have-
Nigerian ancestry.
Nigerian ancestry. Okay, this is that. Is it through the DNA that begin to say that they are Nigerians?
They have documents to
They
show
have
it.
document, or do they have?
But we're not sure whether
do
the
they-
documents are.
Do they have passports to it?
And whether they have documents, including the passports too.
Do they have the passport and documents to show it? You see, if they do, of course we have. That's why we even have Honorable Abika Dabiri, and every other thing. They can go look into the matter and see, go through. But the idea is, what I'm looking at is
You are right that the moment you begin to look at those documents, you
See,
are already conceding that you will
you're
accept them.
already see if they are Nigerians, simple. If they are Nigerians, it's okay. You're deporting Nigerians. Let it be known that we are Nigerians. That's the issue. I made an assertion last week. I said there was a scenario. The guy, an immigrant in France, went to rescue a child from a 10-story building.
I saw it was fantastic. He was given French
Instantly,
citizenship.
French citizenship. But if when he went there, they did not say. The
He
moment
was a French.
he was an African when he was climbing the house, climbing the stairs. But the moment he got the child, if the child had fallen, he's an African. That's the thing. You always, when it comes to the negative aspect of things, you always want to demarket Africa.
So now what the stand you're making now is
Yes.
that if these Venezuelans were top brains and intellectuals, and
They
all
won't-
that,
see-
they would never say accept 300
They will not even
Venezuelans.
they will not even let them go. They will not let them go. That's why, because they have, question is, these guys are deporting them because they're immigrants, they are in prison. You don't remember prisoners. So these are juvenile delinquents, and these are different misfits, miscreants, according to them.
We don't need them in the U.S.
Because why? Because the narrative has always been the fact that these guys are the ones that are perpetuating evil, that are bringing the drugs and doing all the different things.
And
So-
they have a culture for
Yeah,
drugs,
so-
Venezuela, Colombia, and all of that.
Yeah, so it's already there. That's the thing. So please wipe them off. Just take them off the streets. Let us do some kind of cleansing thing. Then now you're bringing. But if you have about the 300 Venezuelans, if you have people that are good in that, very smart ICT, bringing cyber security, bringing all these things, I bet you that number you will be shocked to say these are Americans.
Now we have to pardon them, right?
Well, it will go. It is just a human nature. But we have to begin to think. We have to begin to think and come as a sovereign nation. I'm not speaking. Neither am I standing in brief for the countries, the West African countries that have done the coups. But suddenly, these people had to come up and say, like, enough is enough for this colonial France. Enough is enough, because you have been holding on to our jugular. We cannot breathe. Can we breathe now? And let's be able to operate things on our own. We saw where France was choking these people to the economy, and even collecting raw materials from the countries and pegging the price.
Paul, let me come in here. This particular appeal came in on the 11th of July.
Yeah.
And just this morning, we talked about the restrictions that visas will not be given to Nigerians who intend to give birth to children over there because of citizenship. A lot of things are happening, and we can understand that this might just be some of the reasons some of these restrictions are really coming hard on us.
So let me ask a very sincere question. In all fairness, at the time where they did a no flight zone over Libya and Tripoli, what did Muammar Gaddafi actually do? What did truly?
It was an opportunity for him to.
So, but what did Muammar Gaddafi really do that France did a no-fly zone, and all of a sudden they went into the different NATO nations and everything went into Libya, a sovereign state, and they destroyed it, and they killed Muammar Gaddafi. Until now, Libya has not been the same.
The question is that did Muammar Gaddafi maltreat his countrymen and women? The answer is no.
People were on scholarship. Even in Niger Republic, are you aware that the idea that they're being sold that Niger is a very poor country? It is not. The Nigerians are on scholarship from primary school to university, bursary. But the media
Did not report that.
they will never, because it's being handled by France. So it's that aspect is a sponge too. You don't even know.
I think a week ago I watched a documentary of a popular Nigerian. Perhaps I'm going to bring it on the show some other time. A popular Nigerian who went to Burkina Faso to interview. It's on YouTube, to interview the Burkinabés on their perspective about their leader, and everyone gave 100% approval of the leader of Burkina Faso.
See, the coup that happened in Niger, the last coup that happened in Niger, it was not sponsored by external forces. It was the Nigerians that said enough is enough. And if you get to the capital of Niamey, the capital, where you have the airport, as you land in Niamey, the fence between the airport is shared by the French embassy. There was a French person, where they keep the army and everything there. The size of the French place is bigger, like twice, if not 3 times bigger than the airport of a nation.
So the French forces already occupied a large land mass over there.
You are already seeing they're showing dominance in your own land.
So you were saying
So
that
this thing is the fact that this particular thing is the fact that you wanting to. That's
so
why
dominance?
before they went to Libya and attacked Libya and everything, there was some trouble, there was some tariff ban, there was some business, but everything was just ban, restrictions,
a lot of restrictions,
ban and all things. Let us cripple them. But yet the man said, let us make Libya great again. Let's believe in our own. Let's do Libya first. Let's do these things. So suddenly you now begin to see some dramas. Those are political. They go, oh, you don't want to agree. Let's put some positions on them. But that's why suddenly, so you're beginning to see the bubbling of 10% tariff. All of a sudden, it might even increase to 15%. Then there's there's a ban on Nigerians coming into America. This is what's happening.
3 months, later on they changed it to 3 months, entry.
The usual, you must
and single entry.
Single entry.
And now
you're bringing up with conversation. It is just telling you that we need to, as a country, be stronger.
Do you think to some extent, Paul, I could say that we're being bullied at this point? We've been bullied at this point. With all of this,
we already know that these countries. As much as you want to say, see, as much as right now, America does theirs. They come to your face, up in your face. But are you aware that China has bought many of the seaports in the African countries? Are you aware?
And they're really operating real greatly there.
See,
in seaports in Africa.
They are giving China suddenly in the last 10 years has given more loans to African nations. More loans.
Well, moreover, accepting such deportees without verifiable ties to Nigeria would set a dangerous precedent. Other nations could begin using similar tactics to shift the burden of immigration and deportation to nations ill-equipped to handle them. So Nigeria already faces its own internal migration challenges, including a large refugee and internally displaced population due to insecurity and natural disasters. And adding undocumented foreign nationals to the mix could strain limited resources and create diplomatic confusion. And so I think the foreign minister was very correct that, look, we can't accept these guys. But what would Nigeria do with the way the Americans or the Trump administration mounting pressure on Nigerians to accept this 300? Otherwise, don't you think there will be more restrictions in the future with all of what we are getting recently?
Okay, let's look at it. Let's do it on a spreadsheet. Nigeria already grappling with proper data. We don't have database.
No, at all. We don't. We don't have any.
Question: do you know the number of people living in Bayelsa?
Well, we have an estimated what a vote.
Every time you
the census, we don't get it.
Every time you do it, when last did you even do a census in Nigeria? We're always working with estimates.
So we've estimated about 230 million, but we've not really counted it.
We have not, because in the midst of everything, there've been births every day. There've been deaths every day.
But do you know we could be more than just 200 million? We could go up to 300 million.
It's because as a nation, as a nation practically, we don't have. See, if you must make, there's some things you must do when you want to make this kind of you're making decisions. You have to have proper data. We don't have data. It will always working with hearsay, dare say, and these are the things. That is on one side. The immigration and when immigration things are happening. Example, when there was crisis in Syria, crisis in the Middle East, none of these guys that were looking for seeking asylum, none of them went to Saudi Arabia. Did they go there? Did they even go to Dubai? Did they open the doors for them there?
Those countries are no-go areas. There are very strong restrictions. You know what I'm saying?
But this set of persons seeking asylum that came from the so-called Arabic nations that are crisis couldn't go to this major Arabic hub.
They didn't accept them, but Germany.
They did not accept, but
Germany was accepting some.
Belgium did,
yeah,
and other things. But years after, suicide bombing began to take place, shooting on the streets. When they are doing investigation, you found out that the people that were carrying out these things were, some of them were the people that came seeking asylum 10 years ago. So, if we as a nation right now, we don't, our borders already porous, where we're having people infiltrate us, the common language spoken, aside from Fulani and the Fufude, in the northern part, where you see this, our borders are using, is the Hausa. If you get to Niger, they speak Hausa. Come to our same Hausa. So the Hausa versus Hausa, you don't know who is who. People, that's election times. You don't know. If Nigerians are coming to vote, we don't even know. Even on the side of the Nigerians too, we have many Nigerians over there. They have become a part of them. So when you have these things happen, you are having. If crisis begins to take place, remember these guys. Some of them are in prison. If they come within us, how are we able to monitor and know that these guys are if they infiltrate us?
Maybe we're going to be having crime rates.
My brother,
kidnap
look
rates.
at it now.
Because when they come to the country, do you have anything for them to do?
Survival.
And then if they don't have anything to do, they probably might go into crime.
It's just survival instinct.
They will identify some of our boys who are into the Yahoo thing.
They don't even need to identify. The moment they come, these other guys know that you are coming from the US.
Ah, man.
It's a link. See,
come on, tell us
okay,
what's up.
let me just funny proverb. They said this is a proverb on the street. They said if you want to know, said a smoker does not find it difficult to identify another smoker. All he has to do is just bring out the cigar and say, "Brother, do you have lighter?" And the lighter will come out.
Oh my God, interesting. Well, time for us to hear from you. Remember, we said we want to hear your intelligent and passionate contributions because you are intelligent and passionate. Do you support Nigeria's refusal to accept the deportees? Now, do you believe the U.S. overstepped in trying to offload Venezuelans with vague links to Nigeria because we are not sure if these guys actually have Nigerian ancestry? And what does this say about how African countries are viewed or how we view ourselves? Because if we esteem ourselves, I think the world will also esteem us and view us well. The Americans, how do they view African countries? How do they view Nigerians after all? Is this a dumping ground for people who are not wanted in the United States? We want to hear your own take on this matter. Your messages as well. Please call us on 0707 747 1522 0912 000 1975. Text us on 0805 327 7767. And also join us on Facebook, 97.5 Golden FM. We are streaming live. You can watch us right now Watch us on Facebook, 97.5 Golding FM Yanagwa. Like the page and drop your comments. We will read out your comments. Let's take our first call. What do you think? Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Paul Bass. Good morning, you two wise men.
Good morning to you, sir.
This is Pere calling from Erepa.
Morning, sir.
Thanks for joining us. Go straight to the point.
Yeah. Go straight to the point, of course, as usual. It's just a clear case of house where food never reach to the top. You see, they go carry people from village, come join them. Same matter be this. We are maltreated. We are the second poorest country in the world, and we still want to accept people from other side to come and join us in the same food that we have not even seen to eat. I don't think I'm in support of that, though. If you ask me, you should please. Those guys, some of them are coming from the prisons. Some of them are jobless. I don't think I'm in support of that. That's my take. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Pere, for your contribution. Yes, to you. What do you think? Do you support? Should we take them in or should we not? The U.S., have they overstepped their boundaries? Well, let's hear from you. Good morning.
Good morning, Yes, I'm a brother Paul.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I remember Paul Spell again. So, let me just ask you one question. You, Paul.
Yes, sir.
Is Nigeria a dumping ground?
We are not, sir.
Okay. Now, they want to bring some Venezuelans, some that have been in prison in the US for years. They don't send it to Nigeria. Why don't they send it back to Venezuela? Now, if those guys were doing well, pretty well in US, they will tell us that they are US citizens, US national, because they are crooks. These are the problems of the US. They have been in prison. These are the problems in US. Now they want to shift it to the dumping ground in Nigeria. While we have our own problem unsolved, we have banditry, we have kidnapping, we have robbery. Even because of this issue of this Boko Haram and food prices, there is no food in the Benue State, no food anywhere because farmers are afraid to come back. Insecurity everywhere. Then they want to bring more 300 problems to join the one that is already existing. Capital no. Capital CAPITAL. No. I said no. They should remember the US there. In fact, they have whatever it takes to put them to normalcy, as in to bring them back to normal human being. More than Nigeria, they have all the techniques, they have all the equipment. Let them be published as we used to publish our own Boko Haram here and start their repentance. Let them repent them there, and they should be arrested by case.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
More calls. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Moye Stephen.
Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Paul Bass, I'm also greeting you this morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is the voice of Mavi Ebili Joseph.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mavie.
Yeah, right. I am at Green Villa Road, Diobolo community. Anyway, I'm listening now. It's very, very funny. For me, frankly speaking, I would say Nigeria should not accept any deportees from any other country. I don't know why the U.S. are putting pressure on other African countries. Let them send the people back to Venezuela. We don't need those people. Because we have our own challenges here. The high cost of living and other things, security matters and all in the country. We don't need other people to come and join us here. And again, it may appear as if we are here in Nigeria is a dumping center. So let them send those people back to their own country. I don't know whether Venezuela they cannot stay there. So let them send them back to their own country there. We as Nigeria, we don't need them. Please. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, very loud and clear, sir.
Okay, I'm calling from Sabagria. My name is Ewu.
Good morning, Owe. You're
Thanks for
welcome.
joining us, yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. In terms of migrants or sending people to Nigeria, cross-border crossing, as well. So I don't think that is. I believe it's just a threat. No country will have the right to speak from another religious country to the other country where the authority of that country will just accept them. I think that is true. That one is probably to just make it a front banner of the news.
I don't think it is possible. And if our government, our present government is negotiating for that, I think they should forget about it. Then let's boycott about this Hausas. When you go to Niger, they speak Hausa. They come to Nigeria, they speak Hausa, and the rest. I think that one is a little bit understanding that at least within West Africa, we all know what is happening in Ghana now. When Ghanaians are telling Nigerians to go, the Nigerians must go. I think you are aware.
Yeah.
And that one is going. Then let's come boil down to our locality here. Even it's happening in this our Bayelsa state. We are Bayelsa state as an institution of the just state. Not only Bayelsans are in most of if you have our identity where we come from, we have Bayelsans who are working in Bayelsa. We have those state people working in Bayelsa. We have Cross River, only River State people in Bayelsa taking the jobs of Bayelsans. So this cross-border entering, work one supposed to be meant for the indigenous is everywhere. It will be very difficult in terms of this Hausa speaking and the rest other tribes. So I believe that one will be but if the government can, only like West Africa, if you want to cross, you don't need passport. You can just go to Ghana and cross back to Nigeria. That's how the Taurus is being in our border district. So I believe that Benjola issue, I don't think it's just a threat, and I don't think it will happen. And if it will happen, we don't accept this. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me just bring why I have to mention the Nigerian and Nigerian. It was it's based on the fact I talked about the data. It was because of data. I said because we don't have proper data.
Yeah,
that's why. Because
that's
if you're going to be if you're going to be doing anything at all, let's have proper data. Let's know what's happening. We can manage ourselves. We can know what's happening. Did you know that this one who is here? This Nigerians are here. These are the things. That's all we're looking at.
That's true. So
that's what I mentioned.
But if the Venezuelans in question indeed held forged documents or made baseless claims to Nigerian ancestry, then the refusal is just appropriate, because definitely we have to verify whether they indeed are Nigerians one way or the other, or they have a link to Nigeria. But the question now, Paul, is that even if they have a link to Nigeria, would we accept them? It's a big question now.
Like you said, it's a very big question, which is the truth. It's a very big question, and we can.
I think we have a couple of text messages or messages, right?
Yes.
Let's take the messages.
This is coming from Innocent Bekewari. He says, "Good morning, you all. Nigeria is a sovereign nation and has every right to reject any obnoxious decision or policy of any nation, of any other nation. The popular slogan of America is no man's country. So why can't America accept them? If they were of good character and reputation, I think America would have received them. Nigeria is not a dumping ground for criminals. After all, we have our own challenges. Therefore, the refusal of the Nigerian government to accept Venezuelan deportees from America is the right thing to do." Coming from Innocent Bekewari.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
All right, then. Thank you, Innocent, for that, your comment. We said it already. If the Venezuelans in question indeed held forged documents or made baseless claims to Nigerian ancestry, then the refusal is not just appropriate, but it is absolutely necessary. And so we don't have a problem with that.
We don't have a problem.
But my
problem,
my problem is this: are we not going to get more restrictions? You know how it is. Nigerians love traveling to the U.S. Nigerians just love traveling to the U.S. Bros. So, are you sure we're not going to get more restrictions if we refuse
brotherly
to accept?
Okay, let's see. The onus is on us now. I will always make mention of Muammar Gaddafi. Why? In the midst of all of the sanctions that came to Libya, Libya yet prospered.
Until he fell.
Let's
take this much. Oh, we lost that call. Okay.
So it's just a matter of leadership. So because, like I said, the African continent have always been made to be subservient.
We got a call now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
sir.
This is Aibanu Ambakdermo. I'm calling from Monopa community.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thanks for joining us.
What is happening is
Good morning, Paul Basta and Moise.
Thank you,
sir.
Yeah. My name is
So your name is what? So Pekene.
Pekene.
Oh, So Pekene. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead.
Calling from Amarata.
Okay, sir.
Yes, my take on this deportation. I want to ask a question first. Are they deporting both legal and illegal migrants.
Oh, wait, it was not stated clearly. It was not stated clearly. What we heard is that 300 Venezuelans, the U.S. is mounting pressure on Nigeria to accept 300. So we do not know.
Also, sir, just hold on, sir. When you say legal migrants, it means that they enter there legally. President Trump is not. They're not removing legal migrants.
Can you listen to me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because we have a bilateral agreement with all these countries, Venezuela and all the rest of them. So I want to know if they are illegal migrants that they want to deport to Nigeria.
Definitely.
Or illegal one.
Definitely, they are illegal migrants.
Yeah.
They can't deport. You know the United States of America. They can never. They value one American.
Because if you come in legally,
no, they don't joke with that. So these are illegal migrants.
I know the two. I'm not getting it clear. I mean the reception.
Hello.
Okay.
So Pekene, can you hear me now?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. All right, pay attention now. So I said that America value their citizens so much. You know, they can go to the extent of even saving one citizen if the citizen is in danger. You know that?
Sorry, sir.
Okay, you can't hear it.
Probably you're going to call back later on. So, well, let me make it clear. Americans value their citizens so much.
True.
They can go the extra mile to rescue. You know what happened even when a few of them were kidnapped by the in some forest. They came. Their SEALs actually came and rescued one, American from the den of the terrorists. So they valued America. So if these are legal migrants, they will never ever deport them. But because these guys are illegal migrants, they found them, and they are taking them out. Remember the policy of the Donald Trump administration is to take out all the illegal migrants.
Just anyone that's come illegally. That's the idea. So if you've come illegally to the country, this is what they're going to be doing to you.
Let's take the call now. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
sir.
Yeah, your brother Joshua calling from Mountain of Fire area, Okaka. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Joshua.
Yeah. Your last statement, that is what I wanted to say even. I think one American was held hostage in Sambisa forest or so. Now, let me start from there. The Americans came in and rescued their citizens. Where did they pass from? Was the federal government aware of their entry?
No.
No. They entered the country and rescued their citizens. Now, what is the guarantee that, as Trump has said, what is the guarantee that they will not start dropping one by one into African countries, since it is their agenda? What is the guarantee that they will not start dropping without the government, without anybody knowing? That's one question. You see, the Americans are so full of bullies. I remember, I think, President Jonathan's time when they were bullying him to sign the same-sex marriage law or whatever.
Yeah.
If he refuses to sign, we'll deal with you. All those kinds of things. Just bully upon bully. Bully upon bully. That's their way of life. And for me, that's the worst society in history as far as I know. That is the worst society. People will see it as glamorous, glorious. Well, you see them from your eyes. But for me, it's the worst society. No atrocity, no war in this world that America does not have direct hand or indirect hand. Go and check it. Go and verify. That's the truth of the matter. So for me, the federal government is not only just to say, no, we are not accepting them. Put extra measures so that apart from those 300 Venezuelans, no other illegal, people should enter and come and cause havoc. The federal government should do certain things and put your house in order so that you don't face all these bullies. Today, the doctors are going on strike, nurses are going on strike, right from 1984, former president identified that the health sector has become a mere consulting clinic, and nothing has been done. People are dying every day. You don't put your house in order, so the people will bully you, knowing that you don't have, and you are not even ready to fix. You want to go and destroy their own place. So they will keep on be bullying at Nigeria and the whole Nigeria, and even Ghana is bullying us. The next thing now, Benin will start bullying us. Russia, China will bully us. It's so unfortunate. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Joshua. We appreciate you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Maurice.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
Is a bitch on the line?
Okay, go ahead.
So Nigeria has become how do I call it? A place for destitutes, a desolate ground for anything negative. They will not shift it to Nigeria. To me, I see it as maybe the way we have planned our lives. That is why they want to bring back those guys here. Nigeria should reject them. Reject them. If possible, fight to see that they don't come. That's my case. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let me just quickly say that.
Okay.
During it talked about the mention of Jonathan's administration, where because of the non-compliance to the purported same-sex, they think that they didn't even offer the right support against we were fighting against terrorists. It's not even only does that; it is all across the African continent.
Yeah.
Every country that did not give rights to that was where they removed even aid from them.
Imagine that.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I called back. Ibanu, I'm back there.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
What is happening now reminds me of a book I read titled The Mind of the Japanese. And there is a proverb, a saying by the Japanese, or a goal, how to achieve what the Americans have achieved and even surpass them, most of their companies, that is their goal. And they repeat it over and over. Let me ask this question. Are Nigerian elites, ordinary Nigerians, are they ready to develop themselves so that we'll have tens of millions of inventors, discoverers, innovators, entrepreneurs, leaders who will transform Nigeria? Are they ready? If they're ready, maybe in the next 5-10 years, this type of situation will come to an end. But I doubt if they're ready. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador, for your contribution.
Yeah, I think I'd just like the listeners, when you're free at any given time, go and get, there's something called the Kissinger Report. The Kissinger Report talks about things that happen in the less developed countries, including Africa.
That's right.
And South America.
Go get it.
Go and get it. You understand what's happening.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
But let me ask this question.
Okay, sir.
My name remains away from Somalia.
Away, yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Those Venezuelans, are you sure they don't have Nigerian passports when they get to the U.S. illegally?
That is it might be true.
I could know some Nigerians in abroad, they use a Senegalese passport. They are there. Are you sure they are not having green, white, green passports?
Okay.
Over there.
Okay.
Because I am in a doubt, because if you don't have that, how a country will now impose or send their citizens that don't belong to that country to send it to that country? That is one. Then two, I see one of the callers is saying a whole Nigeria. What makes Nigeria a whole? A very useless country we have.
No way.
I understand. No.
You might be angry.
Yeah, I know. Come on, man.
Thank you.
Because why is I say so? Because do we have any look at our borders. Just like someone called say Americans come to rescue their citizens in this country. Where was our military? Did they see them when they come to rescue their own person? That's what I'm talking about.
I understand.
If we know that Nigeria is Nigeria and want to go, say yes. Well, these are the challenges we're supposed to be taking up. Now we are not talking about 2027 election coming. Nobody, we are talking here. The authority doesn't concern what is now happening or about to happen doesn't concern them. What they're after is the coming election 2027.
And the nurses are planning to go on strike.
Yeah. So we are now talking to a whole Nigeria.
All right.
That's where I'm coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Away.
Okay.
No, well, in as much as we feel very emotional about it, we got to be very careful how we use the words.
Okay.
Very important.
Let's just know that in context now. Before I talked about the Kissinger report, the U.S. government presently is pushing African countries to accept third country nationals.
So why are they sending their own first country nationals down here?
I say it's the Kissinger report.
Third world country nationals too.
Third country nationals deported from the U.S. using meetings with the West African leaders to promote safe third country agreements.
So that's my point with the African leaders or the West African.
When you are going
leaders.
to sign these agreements, do you do a thorough study?
Because they do not see themselves as capable of taking good care of themselves. For the West African countries to even go and sign these agreements with them, if they are able to take good care of themselves, they can always stand on their feet to say no. And that's because of several years of being boy to some of those Western countries.
That's it, because this is what they say. So it was Trump met with leaders of Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mauritania, and Senegal, and urged them to take non-national deportees. But we're not there. We're not in that meeting. Yet, they're pushing everything. Is the agenda? They're pushing anything wrong or anything at all.
So they call the West African leaders to come around and tell them they now come to the ECOWAS and discuss.
Meeting.
The West African countries who attended the meeting in the U.S. will have to come to Africa now to the ECOWAS and deliver the message.
The question is,
so the others who did not attend,
did they even come? Remember that after that meeting, that was when, if not concurrently or something, that's when our president went to BRICS. So, why do you think that suddenly U.S. is having some kind of serious feud with South Africa? The Trump is having serious feud with South Africa
because South Africans are taking the lands of the white people.
It's a serious matter to the point. Even Elon Musk was talking about it. We know to a great extent that some of these things are happening because the elections and the different German, it's also happened in Zimbabwe when Robert Mugabe was telling the people, because when it was his ZANU-PF party, he told them go and grab the white land. But the Morgan Tsvangirai, the late Morgan Tsvangirai of the Movement for Democratic Change, who said no, let us follow due process. It's been like that. But in order to do anything, don't always superimpose yourself over countries. These countries are sovereign nations.
Exactly.
For crying out loud.
So these are the questions we are asking. Do you support Nigeria's refusal to accept the deportees, or do you believe the U.S. overstepped in trying to offload Venezuelans with vague links to Nigeria? That word, vague links to Nigeria. We have to verify their passports, to know. But let's go on Facebook. We have this Tombara Tarabina. You say, for me, Nigeria made the right move on this. All right, for not accepting them, they made the right move. Well, thank you so much, Tombara Tarabina. We need more messages. Just bring them on, and we will read them. Let's take this message. This caller, rather. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's Comrade Abraham Nelson from Tunde Ipotemo.
Yes, thank you, sir.
All right, Nelson, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. I support the move of the federal government not accepting those proposed deportees from U.S. Let me ask a question. If they are partly, or if they are also Venezuelan citizens, but we have a country called Venezuela in this continent.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, in
the world. Yeah.
Yeah, so they should take them to Venezuela. Abi?
Yes.
I guess the Venezuelans are not accepting. From the very beginning, this illegal migrants thing, Venezuelans have been very, very angry that the Americans are trying to do that, or the Trump administration is trying to, push them back. At some point, the Venezuelan president said, we're not going to allow your planes to land even in Venezuela.
Yeah, said so.
At some point.
Okay, just like what one of your callers said. I think one of you also said it in the studio.
Yeah.
That how the U.S. came into Nigeria to rescue one of their nationals that were under the hostage of Boko Haram. So they can also use that pattern to drop the Venezuelan citizens in Venezuela with parachutes. They should just shoot them off the plane, and then and they will drop in their cities. So I don't support the move where you want to bring someone from another country into another country because their own country does not want to accept them. To me, that one is not right. It's not right at all. They should go and seek for diplomatic means to discuss with the Venezuelan government to accept their own people. Or if they want to verify if these people are from Venezuela, then they should do that in Venezuela to show that these people are from Venezuela, so that they can drop them there, right where they belong, and not bring them to Nigeria to come and cause problems for us. Because we're already facing so much problem in this country, so we don't need further problems. So I want to support the federal government for actually standing by their word, and they should not go and collect money and do the
collect money. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Before you read the SMS,
I don't think federal government will collect money.
Before that, let me just also quickly say why some of these countries are refusing. El Salvador was at a point in time in the world was known as the murder capital of the world because of the things that were happening. There were a lot of murders happening because some of these people that were deported, El Salvadorians that were in the US, were deported to El Salvador. They were all gang members, and they went back and they ensured that they brought in more people to the gang, and it became the murder capital of the country. Not until President Nayib Bukele came and he built prisons that was the size of 10 stadiums put together. That's when he began to do a mop-up of all these things, and it has really reduced. Because these guys were deported, they brought up the crime rate and the killing rate and everything. But right now, El Salvador has changed.
Yeah, there's a fear now if the Venezuelans step into the shores of Nigeria.
Even in Venezuela, that's why the people have like, man,
don't bring them here. We're not going to allow your planes to land here.
Because the moment you are there, they've joined. Those guys go and study about El Salvador. You understand what I'm talking about.
Okay, so let's take a message. This one is from Teddy Teddy, I think at Agodome PA. You said, what stops Trump in sending these Venezuelans back to their country since they don't respect international law? If they had committed crime in Venezuela, let them face the music. Well, not in Venezuela. I think they are in the U.S. at the moment, and the U.S. want to offload them to Nigeria and is asking Nigeria to receive these people. And the Nigerian government is saying, no, we're not going to receive them. Anyway, I think we'll take... no more calls anymore. We thank you very much. We appreciate every one of you who have been part of this show this morning, and your calls have been really interesting, and your contributions too very, very nice. We do appreciate you. Tomorrow we'll be returning with another interesting edition of Let's Talk Nigeria. Indeed, from what we have gathered, Nigerians are solidly behind the government.
To unscrupulous papers and things that you don't know much about. You have to go in depth and find out. I would say, go and read up the Kissinger report and see things that are happening. These things are not happening in isolation. These are well calculated, concocted things.
But I might take cue on that maybe after the show, because when you see our leaders putting pen to paper on all of these things, they perhaps know this thing, but because of the benefits they will derive and their children will derive, they would want to go into such agreements.
It's those are fleeting things. See, they just come up with some kind of they come up with surface. It's subtle, but that is where the fangs are coming in, the fangs of control. I say, go and study. China has a hold of more African resources now because of the debt and everything that are given. The ports, and
we're gonna talk more.
Yes, we're going to talk more about that. We're going to talk more about that.
We have to go now. We have to go.
Very important.
We talk more behind the microphone. My name is Moya Steving.
And my name is Paul Oblomugbasa.
Stay tuned for the news update at 10.